being sick. Got rid of my sense of humor.
Oh, God, just sucked it right out of you.
Being on the road,
This is going to be
they got us running.
This is going to be brutal.
No days off, though. Let's go.
No rest for the weary. What's up, everybody? We're the epitome of health today after a crazy, crazy weekend. You were in Atlanta. I was in Seattle. We had Ariel Castillo in San Jose for the MLS Summer Beat concert series. It was sick, man. How was your trip?
It was sick, man.
It was sick, and now we're sick.
On the road. I was in Houston and Rio Grande Valley before that, then bounced to New York for a day, then to Atlanta. But it was worth it because I had a great trip. Atlanta was great, and we're going to talk about that game coming up.
We are. I think we should get right to it. Let's get to our twin takeaways. I'll start us off, and I'm going to go with Seattle because this was a big win for them. 1-0 win over their big rivals, Portland. Stephen Fry with his 50th career shutout, so bravo, Steph.
Did you know?
Oh, here we go.
Steph Fry was a freshman when I was a senior at Berkeley, so I'd like to congratulate him personally.
I love that you're taking credit for all of his success.
I didn't say credit. He's giving him some shots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
No, he's well deserved. You know, had a bunch of those in Toronto. Of course, people forget about that early in his career. And of course, the iconic moment, which we always love to see in MLS Cup. He's a Seattle legend at this point. Graceful.
Thank you.
Graceful.
I've been practicing. But the guy I want to talk about is Christian Roldan.
Yes.
Brian Schmetzer spoke after the game about this kid's tactical awareness. And I know he is a player that you've been very high on for a while. He had the beautiful header off of Marshall's cross, and he's just a guy that I think that Seattle, he's kind of flown under the radar, but he's been playing really well for them, and I think he can be a big part of their success moving forward.
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at a guy, Ozzie Alonso is a reason why he maybe hasn't gotten the shine that he deserves, but at the same time, he's taught him so much because he's been able to have a role model like that. I've gotten to know Christian a bit over the last several years, and on the playoffs last year, every press conference we sat in on, Schmetz was just raving about this kid, really a big part of their run to the championship. And a guy, we're going to do something later about our top underdog picks for the All-Star game. He's a guy that I think should be a pick for the national team. I think sooner or later he should be getting a look, whether it's this season, potentially, or down the road, maybe in next January camp. I think he's that talented, huge motor. And on this goal in particular, he's in the box on the goalkeeper. His job is just to be a nuisance, but he fights his way there, and he's alert, and he finishes it there. A big win for Seattle over their rival.
I love it. See, Seattle fans, we're finally giving you some love. I've been taking some heat.
They've been complaining
like, why is it? Come on, talk about Seattle. There you go. We've done it.
There you go, guys.
Your takeaway, Calen.
Well, I'm going to talk about the other side of the coin from last year's MLS Cup. Toronto FC. They've been the best team in MLS so far this season. Unbeaten in their last 8 games. This game, no Josie, no Javinko. No problem. No problem. You know, I don't know how many teams you could take your 2 best players out and still be able to get results, let alone a result like they did. 5-0 against Columbus Crew SC. You know, although I think a lot of teams, every team has to face no Javinko and no Josie in their lineup every week. But they've been really impressive. It's not just the way they've done, it's not just, you know, that they've done it, it's the way they've done it as well.
Absolutely.
And it's been on the road, it's been shorthanded, it's using the entire roster. Greg Vanney, early favorite for Coach of the Year so far.
Yep, we talk a lot about their depth, and this is definitely evidence right there. Okay, another thing that caught my eye this weekend. Let's give a little love to Courtney Ford, who scored his first goal, his first MLS goal in Colorado's big 1-0 win over Kansas City. The nice little header off the Gashi free kick. Colorado needed a win. It's been kind of a rough go for them, but hopefully this is something that I feel like this was a big mental win for them over a good Kansas City team.
Absolutely, Kansas City, one of the best teams in that conference. So a big win for them. And you got to give it up to Courtney. You know, I always like seeing, especially the young guys, when they get their first goal, how they react.
Oh, he was
because you can tell he was pumped, but he didn't really have a plan in place. So Courtney, we got to work on the goal celebrations a little bit. Give us something a little more spicy next time.
It was organic. It was just real.
No,
I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Like that.
Good on you, Courtney.
Yeah.
You know who wish they could have scored some goals?
Who that?
We're going to talk about Vancouver, who hit the crossbar 4 times. Christian Teixeira could not buy a goal in this game. And you know, it's one of these where it's just like, it's just not your day. I don't know, I don't know what to say about it. You watch it and you watch how close they were on so many occasions, and even the penalty at the end, you just kind of have to be like, well, all right.
Well, sometimes that does happen, but you got to give Bill Hamid his credit as well.
He had some big saves in this one.
He was excellent on the day. Did not get called up to this next national team camp, but the last 2 games has been excellent and should be, he's in the picture looking forward for the U.S. team as well. He just got to keep the sustained effort. And D.C., big
good
result for them.
On the road.
They've
done well in Vancouver. Yeah. That's a good place for them. Okay, so we mentioned Bill Hamid. There's also some really stellar saves across the board this week. Let's talk about Cody Cropper, Nick Raimondo, Luis Robles, Tyler Derrick had that monster save. Jesse Gonzalez was all over the place in that Texas derby. There's some fun goalkeepers are doing well.
Yeah, I like the Cody Cropper moment when he just goes, wow. Like, he's like, I don't know if he was amazed by his save or the fact that it bounced and went over the goal, but I loved his natural reaction there. And then my other favorite one was Tyler Derrick.
Yeah, it was a great save.
A guy that I saw. He lived in the building above me, or right above me. Hey, keep it down, Tyler. I never got to tell you that. But I was talking to him in Houston about trying to, get back into the lineup. Houston has a nice problem with 2 #1 goalkeepers, essentially, with him and Joe Willis. But they needed a result on the road. They haven't gotten one. They've been poor on the road all season. They were talking about it. So to be able to go up in the Texas Derby and to get a result against a strong Dallas team, even though they're on a bit of a slide.
Yeah, a little scuffle, a little.
But that's still, I think, a really good result for Houston, something I can build on.
One positive for Dallas, though. The return of Mauro Diaz, my guy, back from his Achilles injury that he suffered right before the playoffs last year. That was a huge loss for them, but now he is back. He's just such a special playmaker for them. You've got to imagine that his return only going to propel them forward.
Absolutely. Scary for the rest of the league.
Scary for the rest of the league. Well, guys, as you know, the MLS All-Star Game is coming to my hometown, Chicago, on August 2nd, and you will have the chance to vote for the MLS players you want to see face off against Real Madrid starting today through this Friday, June 2nd. You begin voting exclusively on that MLS app, so if you haven't downloaded it yet, what is wrong with you? Do it, because come on, you want to see your players out there, right?
Get my votes
voting on all platforms, I should point out, starts on June 3rd. So
okay, but you can vote first on the app.
You can vote first on the app. So there you go.
Get those votes in.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I like that. Download that app.
Okay, so speaking of All-Star, I think that you and I should pick a player from each position and make a case. What do you think?
Is this like the favorites, or are we doing like underdogs?
I think just a little bit of underdogs. Whatever feels right in your heart, Calen.
Well, I'm going to start off. My underdogs are favorites. Because I'm going to get on that MLS app early and vote.
All right.
But I'm going to go with Tim Melia in the back. I always say for goalkeepers, you want a guy that's going to save the ones you're supposed to, and then occasionally make a spectacular save, give you something a little extra to keep you in a game. He's done exactly that, whether it's goal of the week saves, penalty kicks, etc. In the back, Jonathan Spector. I know that Orlando City, on a bit of a slide, lost on the road to Minnesota United. Christian Ramirez, his 8th goal of the season.
Yeah.
But Jonathan Spector has totally reimagined this defense, giving them the big thing in the back. In the midfield, I'm going with my guy Justin Meram from Columbus Crew SC. Of course, it's been a tough week for them, but Justin has scored 7 goals this season, and they've been important ones. The hat trick against Montreal stands out to me. And up top, I'm going with, drumroll, Miguel Almiron. I got to see him in person this weekend.
Oh, and mercy.
What a treat.
He's so special.
21 years old. I think he scored 5 goals in his last 2 games.
Yeah, had the hat trick
on fire. The thing I like best about him is he's able to find the right spot on the field at the right time. So sometimes he's coming back on, picking up the ball off the backs, and then he finds his way into the box in timely moments, and when he does, he's deadly with that left foot. What a finisher. There are a few guys. The other thing I noticed about his game, he's fast with the ball.
He's so fast.
I was talking to Wilmer Cabrera in Houston, and they obviously know quite what he can do. Hat trick against the Dynamo 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And he was saying, with the ball, his speed is unparalleled in MLS. There's a guy, Justin Mapp, that I used to play with that was faster with the ball than without. And it's very rare when you see that. Miguel Almiron is that type of player.
Wow.
Big fan.
Me too.
Okay.
Me as well. I like that pick. Okay.
Your list.
My list. So for me, for keeper, I'm going to go with Sean Johnson, who I feel like has been sort of under the radar this season for NYCFC, but he's doing a great job for them. And I would love to see him get some love from All-Star and also U.S. men's national team.
And he was a Chicago Fire player.
And he was a Chicago
So to go back to
exactly.
Chicago would be
Exactly.
pretty cool.
Nice season for him so far. Up front, moving it up front.
Yep.
Nemanja Nikolic, man. This guy leading the league in goals. He's got 11 on the season. He is the finisher that Chicago has been looking for. They finally got him. He's a special player.
That will be interesting to me because sometimes only the big stars seem to get the All-Star nods. That's a criticism fans have given.
Yep.
So if he's leading the league with 11 goals,
Absolutely.
hometown guy, he needs to be there.
Nikolic. Do it. Vote for him. In the midfield, this is a guy that I'd like to talk a little bit more about. Roman Alessandrini for the Galaxy. Thank you. Roman Alessandrini. He's French, so you got to give it that extra flourish, you know. But speaking of flourish, this guy has been such a beacon for the Galaxy this season. We know, you know, they kind of had that slow start, but they have now, they have not lost in 5 games. They've won 3 games on the road, and you watch this tandem of Alessandrini and Dos Santos, especially in this Cali Classico, the huge 4-2 win for the Galaxy, by the way. But that Gio goal, that beautiful ball from Alessandrini, if they can continue to connect in this way, all of a sudden, the Galaxy, you're thinking, there's something there, you know?
Right. No, those two in particular. And when I see teams go on the road and get results, 3 in a row, that shows to me a bit of toughness.
Absolutely.
And I give Analfo some credit because, you know, they had a sort of a come to the light.
Come to the light
Whatever
moment.
religion you
absolutely.
know, subscribe to, they had it.
But I think Alessandrini has been a big part of their success lately. So vote for him. And in the defense, in the back, Matt Beasler. Because I want to give a shout out to Kansas City's defense, they've been outstanding all season. I think they've only given up 10 goals on the entire season, which is crazy. And he's sort of the anchor of that back line. Also, just got the call up for the U.S. men's national team.
There's a bunch of good names there. The one I'm probably most excited about is Calen Acosta.
Yeah.
But a lot of good names, a lot of MLSers on that list.
15 MLSers called up to the U.S. men's national team, guys. 15. That's a lot.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
That's
what's up. Bruce Arena's like, give me my guys.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, remember to download that app so you can not only vote for All-Star, but so you can check out the upcoming schedule because there's a lot of games starting tomorrow. The Revs taking on NYCFC. I'm actually going to be at that game with my girl, Jill Sakovitz. Yep, we're going to be doing some fun social media takeover.
That's cool.
Yep, then a full slate of games on Friday through Sunday, including Sporting KC welcoming Minnesota United. Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, and then on Sunday, Orlando City welcomes the Chicago Fire. That game's at 7:30 p.m. on FS1. Chicago Fire.
I'm going to watch that one.
That's gonna be a good
Orlando
one.
City needs to get back on track.
Or Chicago just needs to keep rolling. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it's going to go.
Not picking sides.
Speaking of seeing, this is a terrible transition, but it's time for press that button.
Did you see that?
Did you see that?
I get where you're
That
going.
was awful.
Oh my God.
You know what? Whatever.
You're wrestling.
Did you see that?
Save us, Simon! Save us!
I'm feeling sick today, so I'm going to do it with a little tissue.
Okay.
Did you see that?
Very sanitary. Keep your germs over there. Okay, what was your did you see that?
My Did You See That was from Atlanta, but it was not from the game. It was from Summer Beat.
Yes!
It was an amazing show. I got to introduce Mike Will Made It, super producer, who did Kendrick's
You're a
new
good hype
album.
man, by the way, dude.
I got up there.
You did.
And did you see my lid?
Yes, I had one on too.
You copied?
Can we just take
Why
it
you
back?
copying my look?
What? I believe I was the one who you give so much stuff about the Coachella hat.
Okay,
I think
well,
I
fam,
was rocking
you tell
the
us
Coachella
who
hat.
wore it best, my hat or Susannah. You know, I don't know, the tan,
With the-
cowboy Texas people.
Man,
Stand up
my
for
goodness,
me. Come on, guys.
you're just gonna embarrass yourself, really. So that's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you did a great job as
And
a hype man.
what was your Did You See That?
Okay, so my Did You See That? I'm gonna go to Seattle since I was there. It was the tifo that the Emerald City supporters made for Brian Schmetzer. It said, the rightful king reclaims the throne. It was 2 pieces, it was huge, it was massive, and he was really emotional about it after the game.
He was.
Yeah.
He is an emotional guy, and he should be, because he's an absolute legend. And let's toss to his sound.
I just want to go on record publicly and thank the ECS TIFO people for that wonderful photo of me prior to the match. It meant a lot. I was surprised now when you reflect, when you give yourself time to reflect, then maybe you get a few more emotions, and certainly the emotions of a big win come out. It was good. So thanks.
You know what I think? I think someone needs to make a tifo for you that says "King of Tossing to Sound."
I've been working on that.
You do that so well.
Let's hear what.
Let's hear what he had to
toss
say.
it, yeah.
Let's hear what he had to say. Let's hear what you had to say.
I might be wearing a hoodie, but don't let it fool you. You know, I'm a
Goodness.
real newsman.
I think we're done here. This is it. This is all we got. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, get in those comments. Let us know who wore it best. This girl, obviously. Talking about our hats, talking about the games.
Yes.
Download that app. Start voting for All-Stars.
Yeah, tell us who you think should be on All-Stars.
Yes, absolutely. We want to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next time.
Wave the white flag. It's over.